Good morning, students. This is session 1 of 8th Standard Social Science, History, 4th Unit, People's Revolt. So, children, listen carefully to this session. In case of any doubts, you can make a note of it, which shall be clarified on the day of reopening. So, now let's enter into today's topic. Today, we are going to see why the people revolted against the British government. The establishment of political and economic dominance by the British over many parts of India after the Battle of Plassey in 1757 disrupted the political, social and economic order of the country. So, the British came into dominance after the victory of Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar. So, it is the initiation of British rule in India. So, Battle of Plassey was fought in 1757. So, after that, the British government, they got the Diwani rights of the three states, that is Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. So, Diwani rights means the right to collect the tax from the people. So, totally the political, the economic as well as the social policies of the country was changed because of the British interference. So, after the Battle of Plassey, the British got the dominant rule. It became a dominant rule in the India. After the Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar, about 60% of India came under British. So, after Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar, almost 60% of India was under the British control. That is, the British can collect the taxes from the local kings and the people. The English assumed the right of collecting the annual tribute from the Palayakarar. The first resistance to the British was offered by Pulidevar. So, the English, it got the right to collect the tax from the Palayakarar. So, Palayakarar means the state will be divided into number of small regions. So, these regions are called Palayams and each Palayam was administered by a local king. So, he is called Palayakarar. So, the English got the right of collecting the tax from the Palayakarar and the first resistance, so the first king, local king to resist, that means the first local king who was against the British government was Pulidevar. And the other Palayakaras are Veerapandiya Kattabomman, Pulidevar, Umaidurai, Marudu brothers and Dhiran Chinnamalai. So, they are the other Palayakaras who revolted against the British government. The Vijayanagar rulers appointed Nayaks in the provinces. So, Vijayanagar kingdom is one of the most powerful kingdom in South India. So, the rulers of this kingdom, they appointed Nayaks for their province. So, for each province, they appointed a ruler. The Nayak of Madurai in turn appointed Palayakarar. So, the Nayak of Madurai, he in turn appointed a Palayakarar to look after the place. And Vishwanatha became the Nayak of Madurai in 1529. So, Vishwanatha became the Nayak of Madurai in the year 1529. With the consultation of his minister, Aryananda Mudaliyar, Vishwanatha instituted Palayakar system in 1529. So, with the consultation of his minister, so minister name is Aryananda Mudaliyar, Vishwanatha instituted Palayakar system in 1529. So, Palayakar system was established in the year 1529. Then, the whole country was divided into 72 Palayams. So, for better administration purpose, the whole country is divided into small regions. So, these regions are called Palayams. So, it was divided into 72 Palayams and each one was put under a Palayakarar. So, each Palayam was under the control of a specific Palayakarar. So, the whole country was divided into 72 Palayams and each Palayam was under a control of a Palayakarar. Palayakarar was the holder of a territory or a palayam. So Palayakarar is the holder of particular territory or the particular palayam. So palayam means particular region. The Palayakaras collected taxes of which 1/3 was given to the Nayak of Madurai. So children, Nayak of Madurai, he in turn introduced Palayakarar system. So the Palayakaras main duty is to collect the tax. So the Palayakaras collected the tax of which 1/3 of the rate was given to the Nayak of Madurai, another 1/3 for the expenditure of the army, and rest was kept for themselves. So I hope you are clear. The Nayak of Madurai, he consulted with his minister Aryananda Mudaliyar and they started Palayakarar system in 1529. For better administration, the country was divided into 72 palayams and each palayam was under a control of a Palayakarar. So the main duty of Palayakarar is to collect the tax, and from which 1/3 is given to the Nayak of Madurai, 1/3 is for the maintenance of army, and the rest they will keep for themselves. Now let's see about the revolt of Palayakaras. So how each Palayakarar revolted against the British. During the 17th and 18th centuries, the Palayakaras played a vital role in the politics of Tamil Nadu. So this Palayakara system came into existence in 17th and 18th century. So during the 17th and 18th century, these Palayakaras, they played a wide role in the politics of Tamil Nadu. Among the Palayakaras, there were two blocks, namely the eastern and the western blocks. So among the Palayakaras, it was divided into two. One is eastern block, other one is western block. The eastern palayams where the Nayaks ruled under the control of the Kattaboman. So the eastern palayam was ruled by Nayaks, but it was under the control of the Palayakarar named Veerapandiya Kattaboman, and the western palayams where the Maravas ruled under the control of Pulidevar. So the eastern palayams was ruled under the control of Kattaboman and the western palayams were the Maravas under the control of Pulidevar. So I hope you are clear with this. So now let's see the first Palayakarar, Pulidevar. So he was the first Palayakarar to resist against the British government. So that is, he revolted against the British government. So his time period, that is his reign, is from 1st September 1715 to 16th October 1767. So the time period is 1st September 1715 to 16 October 1767. He was born on September 1st, 1715 in a place called Nerkattum Seval. And then he died on 1767 in Tamil Nadu. So let's see the place called Nerkattum Seval. Why it got that name? So Nerkattum Seval literally translates to rice tribute paying place. So Nerkattum Seval means rice tribute paying place. That means they are paying the tax for rice. But after its ruler Pulidevan successful, that is initially attempts at defying Muhammad Ali, the name changed to Nerkattan Seval, that is place which doesn't pay rice tribute. So children, Nerkattum Seval means rice tribute paying place, that is they pay tax for rice. But after Pulidevar, so after Pulidevar, he initially attempted, that means he initially revolted against the British government by refusing to pay the tax to the Nawab. So the Nawab name is Muhammad Ali. So he refused to pay tax to Muhammad Ali. So the place name was changed as Nerkattan Seval. So Nerkattan Seval means place which doesn't pay rice tribute. So they doesn't pay tax for rice. So children, I would like to share a small information about this Palayakarar. His original name was Pulidevan, but it was changed to Pulidevar. So why? Because he was very fond of hunting. So he was very fond of hunting tigers. So one day, the Madurai Meenakshi Amman temple, that is the Sokkar Meenakshi Koil, was abandoned with tiger. So people got afraid to go and worship there. Then the king of Madurai, that is Chokkanadar Nayakar, he gave a order that whoever kills that tiger will be rewarded. So already we have seen that Pulidevar is very fond of hunting tigers. So when he heard this news, he went to that place and he killed that tiger without any weapon. So the name was changed from Pulidevan to Pulidevar because he was very fond of hunting tigers. So this is a brave story about this Palekarar. And then Pulidevar was the pioneer in Tamil Nadu to protest against the English rule in India. So Pulidevar was the pioneer. So pioneer means he was the first person to revolt against the British government. So he was the first king to fight against the British government. During his tenure, he refused to pay the tribute neither to Muhammad Ali, the Nawab of Arcot, nor to the English. Further, he started opposing them. So during his ruling period, he refused to pay tax to the Nawab of Arcot. So Nawab of Arcot was Muhammad Ali, and Nawab of Arcot was under the British control. So British means English. So he refused to pay tax to the Nawab as well as to the British. So further he started opposing them. So he started to fight against them. So during his period, he refused to pay tax to the Nawab of Arcot as well as to the British. Hence, the forces of the Nawab of Arcot and the English attacked Pulidevar, but the combined forces were defeated by Pulidevar at Tirunelveli. So hence he refused to pay tax. The Nawab of Arcot, along with the British soldiers, along with the English army, they attacked the Pulidevar, but the combined forces was defeated by Pulidevar at Tirunelveli. So Pulidevar attacked the Nawab of Arcot army as well as the British army. Pulidevar was the first Indian king to have fought and defeated the British in India. So Pulidevar was the first Indian king who successfully fought and defeated the British. And then in 1759, Nerkattum Seval was attacked by the forces of Nawab of Arcot under the leadership of Yusuf Khan. So in 1759, so again in 1759, the forces of the Nawab of Arcot under the leadership of Yusuf Khan. So Yusuf Khan's another name is Marudanayagam. They attacked Nerkattum Seval. So this time also Pulidevar defeated the forces. So this time also he successfully defeated the forces. And then Pulidevar was defeated as Anandanallur, and the Nawab's forces captured the Nerkattum Seval in 1761. So again in 1761, the Nawab forces along with the British army, they captured the place Nerkattum Seval and they defeated Pulidevar. So in 1761, the British forces defeated Pulidevar at a place called Anandanallur and they captured Nerkattum Seval. So Pulidevar, who lived in exile, recaptured Nerkattum Seval in 1764. So in 1761, he escaped from the British forces and he went on exile. So exile means he hid himself in the forest. So he kept himself hidden in the forest. So after in 1764, later he recaptured the place. So later he recaptured the Nerkattum Seval place and he started to rule that place. Later he was defeated by Captain Champel in 1767. Pulidevar escaped and died in exile. Without fulfilling his purpose, although his courageous trail of a struggle for independence in the history of South India. So later in 1767, Pulidevar was defeated by Captain Champel. So later in 1767, Pulidevar was defeated by the Captain Champel. So children, here I would like to share one information about how the British captured Pulidevar. So we have seen that Pulidevar went on exile. So that means he was hidden in the forest. So how he was captured by the British government? So it is because of the betrayal of his close friend. So Pulidevar close friend named Ananda Narayanan, he opened a weapon factory. So in order to see that factory, he invited Pulidevar. So Pulidevar came out of the forest, and at that time the British captured and arrested him. So his close friend was in favor of the British. So the British government, they arrested Pulidevar, but his death was a mystery. So some say that he was killed by the British, and others say that in some history it was shown that he died in the forest itself. So his death was a mystery, but however, he was the first Indian king who revolted against the British government. So now let's see about the second Palekarar, that is Veera Pandya Kattabomman. So let's see some of its history. His reign, that is his period, ended in 16th October 1799. So Veerapandya Kattabomman period ended in 16th October 1799. So after him, British took over his administration. So he was born on 3rd January 1760 in Panjalakurchi, India. He died on 16th October 1799 at the age of 39, Kayathar, India. His spouse, that is his wife, is Jakkammal. Father name is Jagavira Kattabomman and mother name is Arumugathammal. So father name is Jagavira Kattabomman and mother name is Arumugathammal. Then the ancestors of Kattabomman belong to Andhra. So the ancestors means their forefathers belongs to Andhra, but they migrated to Tamil Nadu during 11th century. So the ancestors of Kattabomman, they belong to Andhra. Later they migrated to Tamil Nadu in 11th century. So Kattabomman has two brothers. One is Kumarasamy. First brother is Kumarasamy. He is also called as Sevathaiya. So Kumarasamy or Sevathaiya. Second brother is Umadurai or Durai Singam. So first brother is Kumarasamy or Sevathaiya, Umadurai or Durai Singam. After the decline of the Vijayanagar Empire, the Mughals established their supremacy in the south. The Nawabs acted as their representatives in Karnataka. Panjalakurchi Palayam was acted as an ally to the Nawab of Arcot, hence it paid tribute to the Nawabs. So after the decline of Vijayanagar kingdom, the whole south came under the Mughal Empire. So after the decline of Vijayanagar kingdom, the whole south India came under the Mughal Empire. So the Nawab acted as the representative. So Nawab was the representative. So this Panjalakurchi Palayam, they have to pay tribute. So pay tribute means they have to pay tax to the Nawab. But in 1792, the political condition had completely changed. Based on the Carnatic Treaty of 1792, the company gained the right to collect taxes from Panjalakurchi. The collection of tribute was the main cause for the rivalry between the English and the Kattabomman. So, Kattabomman, he was crowned at the age of 30. So, that means at the age of 30, he began to rule Panjalakurchi. At the age of 30, he began to rule Panjalakurchi. So, before the Carnatic Treaty, the Panjalakurchi ruler has to pay the tax to the Nawabs. So, after the Carnatic Treaty of 1792, everything was changed. So, everything, the economic, political as well as social condition was changed. That is, the British got the rights to collect the tax from the Panjalakurchi Palayam. So, they have to pay tribute to the British government. So, this was the main reason for the revolt between the British as well as the Kattabomman. So, now let's see the meeting which was held between Veerapandya Kattabomman and Colin Jackson Collector. So, the meeting which was held between Veerapandya Kattabomman and Colin Jackson Collector. In 1798, Colin Jackson, the collector of Ramanathapuram, wrote letters to Kattabomman asking him to pay the tribute arrears. So in 1798, the collector name is Colin Jackson. He is the collector of Ramanathapuram district. So he wrote letter to Kattabomman. He wrote letters to Veerapandiya Kattabomman and asking him to pay the tax. He asked him to pay the tax dues. But Kattabomman replied that he was not in a position to remit the tribute due to the famine in the country. So, he replied to the Colin Jackson letter that he was not in a situation to pay the due tax because of the famine in the country. So, because of the famine in the country, famine means because of the poverty in the country, he was not able to pay the tax dues. And then, on seeing the reply from Veerapandiya Kattabomman, Colin Jackson got angry and decided to send an expedition to punish Kattabomman. So on seeing his reply, the collector got very angry and he decided to send an army to punish the Veerapandiya Kattabomman. However, the Madras government directed the collector to summon the Palayakarar at Ramanathapuram and hold a discussion. But the Madras government, it asked Colin Jackson collector to send summon to Veerapandiya Kattabomman. Summon means to held a discussion. So, according to the summon, there was a discussion between the Colin Jackson collector and Veerapandiya Kattabomman. In 1798, Kattabomman and his minister Siva Subramaniam met the collector at Ramanathapuram. So, according to the summon, in 1798, Kattabomman along with his minister Siva Subramaniam, they met the collector at Ramanathapuram. Upon the verification of accounts, Colin Jackson was convinced that Kattabomman had cleared most of the arrears, leaving only 180 pakodas as balance. So, according to the verification, he found that Veerapandiya Kattabomman has cleared most of the arrears. Only few tribute was pending. So, during this interview, Kattabomman and his minister Siva Subramanian had to stand before the arrogant collector for 3 hours. So, for 3 hours, they had to face this arrogant. So, arrogant means very rude collector. And then, in this discussion, the collector tried to insult Veerapandiya Kattabomman. So, the collector insulted them and tried to harass Kattabomman and his minister. So, in this discussion, the collector insulted them and he also tried to arrest Kattabomman along with his minister. But Kattabomman tried to escape with his minister. So, he escaped from that place. Umadurai suddenly entered the fort with his men and helped the escape of Kattabomman, but unfortunately Siva Subramanian was taken as a prisoner. So Umadurai, his brother, he came to the spot and he helped Kattabomman to escape from that place. But unfortunately the British government, they caught Siva Subramanian. Siva Subramanian is Kattabomman's minister as a prisoner. So now let's see about Edward Clive and Kattabomman. So once Kattabomman escaped from the fort, he wrote letters to Edward Clive. So after his return to Panjalakuruchi, Kattabomman wrote a letter to Madras Council narrating the behavior of the collector Colin Jackson. So after his return to Panjalakuruchi, he wrote letter to the Madras Council by telling all the stories that held during the discussion. So narrating the behavior of the collector Colin Jackson. And then the Madras Council directed Kattabomman to appear before a committee. Meanwhile, Edward Clive dismissed the collector for his misbehavior and released the Siva Subramania. So the Madras Council, it directed Kattabomman to appear. So it asked Kattabomman to come to a committee. And meanwhile, Edward Clive, he dismissed the collector Colin Jackson for his misbehavior and also he released the Kattabomman's minister Siva Subramanian. So, as per the Madras Council instructions, Kattabomman appeared before the committee and they found that he was not guilty. So, he was not guilty in the sense he paid almost all of his arrears, only a few amount was pending. Then, S.R. Lushington was appointed as a collector in the place of Colin Jackson, who was eventually dismissed from service. So, after the dismissal of Colin Jackson, S.R. Lushington was appointed as a collector of Ramanathapuram by Edward Clive. So, after the dismissal of Colin Jackson, S.R. Lushington became the collector of Ramanathapuram. And then, during that time, Maruthu Pandian of Sivaganga formed the South Indian Confederacy of rebels against the British along with the neighbouring Palayakaras. So during this time only, Maruthu brothers of Sivagangai, they formed a confederacy. They formed a association of rebels who were against the British. So many neighbouring Palayakaras. Are also a part of South Indian Confederacy. So this confederacy was declared a proclamation which came to be known as Tiruchirappalli Proclamation. So this association, they declared a proclamation which is called Tiruchirappalli Proclamation, which you will come to know in the upcoming classes. So the Maruthu Pandian association called the South Indian Confederacy attracted Kattabomman much. So Veerapandiya Kattabomman was very much interested in this confederacy. So the company considered the expedition of Kattabomman as a challenge to their authority. So the company ordered the army to march to Panjalakuruchi. So the British East India Company, they thought that the Kattabomman will join with that rebel committee and he will revolt against the British government. So it sent army forces to Panjalakuruchi to attack the Veerapandiya Kattabomman. So Major Bannerman moved his army to Panjalakuruchi on 5th September. They cut off all the communications to the fort. So Major Bannerman, he sent his army to Panjalakuruchi on 5th September and he cut off all the communication to the fort of Veerapandiya Kattabomman. And then in a clash at Kalarpatti, Sivasubramaniam was taken as a prisoner. Kattabomman escaped to Pudukkottai. So in the battle, Sivasubramaniam was Kattabomman's minister. Again he was captured and taken as a prisoner by the British government, whereas Kattabomman escaped to Pudukkottai. Vijay Raghunandha Tondaiman. So Vijaya Raghunandha Tondaiman was the Raja of Pudukkottai, king of Pudukkottai. He captured Kattabomman from the jungles of Kalapur and handed over to the company. So, the Raja of Pudukkottai named Vijay Raghunandha Tondaiman, he captured Kattabomman and handed over to the British East India Company. And then, after the fall of Panjalakuruchi, that is, after capturing Panjalakuruchi, Bannermen brought the prisoners to an assembly of the Palayakaras and after trial sentenced them to death. Sivasubramania was executed at Nagalapuram. So, after capturing Panjalakuruchi, he gave death sentence to all the prisoners and Sivasubramania, that is Kattabomman's minister, was hanged at Nagalapuram. Whereas, on 16th October, Veerapandiya Kattabomman was tried before an assembly of Palayakarar summoned at Kayathar. On 17th October 1799, Kattabomman was hanged at Kayathar. So, on 16th October, Veerapandiya Kattabomman was summoned and on 17th October 1799, Kattabomman was hanged at Kayathar. So, Kattabomman's heroic deeds were the subject of many folk ballads which kept his memory alive among the people. So, his heroic deeds were the main concept in all the folk ballads. That means in all the village songs, his heroic deeds will be the main concept. So, because of his heroic deeds against the British government, Veerapandiya Kattabomman is still alive in the memories of the people. So, children, we have come to an end of this session. You can refer the textbook pages, page number from 35 to 38. So, today's sessions are covered from page number 35 to 38. So, now it's time for questions. So let's see some evaluation questions. In case of any doubt, you can go through the whole session video once again, or else you can refer your textbook. So let's see the evaluation questions. So first one is, the Palekarar system was instituted in which year? Second question, the Palekarar of Tamil Nadu was the pioneer against the English rule. So which Palekarar of Tamil Nadu was the pioneer against the English rule? Third question, Veerapandiya Kattabomman was hanged at which place? Fourth question, Velu Nachiyar was the queen of which place? And fifth question, the eastern Palayams were ruled under the control of which place? So children, try to answer all these questions in the notebook which you are maintaining for social science. So we have come to an end of this session. So in our next session, we can see about Velu Nachiyar, Marudu brothers and Dheeran Chinnamalai. Thank you.